Alrighty, good Thursday morning, Central Texas. We have a lot going on weather-wise. You just saw the traffic update from Hannah. If you can stay off the roadways, please do. We have those icy spots. If you have to get on the roadway, you want to make sure you give yourself some extra time, extra distance between you and the car in front of you. Let's go ahead and dive into what we're looking at out there. Taking a live look at radar, it doesn't look impressive, but we are dealing with that freezing drizzle across the entire area. The radar doesn't detect it. It's below where that radar beam is. However, notice that everybody is at or below freezing across Central Texas, so that means there are icy conditions possible on every elevated surface across the entire area. So you want to make sure that you take that into consideration before you step outside. We're sitting at 29 degrees in Austin, 28 in Georgetown, and it's even colder farther west into the hill country, 25 in Mason. Good morning there, and then a touch milder but still at or below freezing in the coastal plains, sitting at 32 degrees in LaGrange. So again, everybody is at or below freezing this morning. Taking a little bit of a closer look here in Travis County, notice in northwest Austin, just to the southwest of the domain, there is a little pocket of some heavier freezing drizzle, so it's possibly some light freezing rain, maybe a sleet pellet or two mixing in. So that's the thing. There could be at times some heavier freezing drizzle that becomes freezing rain that will only exacerbate those icing issues on some of the elevated surfaces out there. While the radar isn't showing the freezing precipitation too well, we can look at the visibility, and this is indicating where we are seeing some of that heavier freezing drizzle. Where you see the visibility at 2 miles or below, that is where there is some of that heavier freezing drizzle, freezing rain, freezing mist across the area, and you can see pretty much the entire KVUE viewing area, especially along and west of I-35, is experiencing those reduced visibilities due to the freezing drizzle across the area. So again, a very messy morning out there, especially when you factor in those temperatures well below freezing here in Austin and along and west of I-35. This shows you the picture out there. It looks like fog, but this is actually that freezing drizzle and that freezing mist across the area that is leaving that glaze of ice on the elevated surfaces. So the roadways, the stairs, the sidewalks have a glaze of ice. So that's another important thing to factor in before you step outside to either get the kiddos off to school. If they do have school, you can go to KVUE.com to see the latest school closures and delays. But as you step outside to get the kiddos ready for school or to take the dog on a walk, you want to be cautious because we do have icy surfaces out there, the stairs, the sidewalks. I live in northwest Austin, and my sidewalk coming down, it's on a little bit of a slope, was completely iced over. So I was like crawling in the grass side down my sidewalk to make sure that I didn't fall and bust my butt with the icy conditions. So just make sure you're being safe out there. And with that mist and that drizzle, with temperatures at 29 in Austin, that means again that we have those icy conditions. So just please play it safe out there if at all possible. And we are under a winter weather advisory throughout lunchtime. It is possible parts of this get extended beyond lunchtime. We're currently keeping an eye on the National Weather Service. They're the ones that issue the Austin San Antonio National Weather Service issues these advisories. So we're keeping a close eye on the forecast to see if they do extend this. I'm thinking there's a possibility along and west of I-35 this gets extended beyond the lunchtime hour. So that means there will be those tricky road conditions beyond lunchtime, most likely along and west of I-35. Temperatures east of I-35 into your coastal plains should climb a touch above freezing just after lunchtime. So Bastrop, Giddings, LaGrange, you should be above freezing just after lunchtime. And again, LaGrange is already up to 32 degrees at this hour. Taking a look at the hourly forecast, you can see around lunchtime is when the models are suggesting here in Austin we get above freezing. However, our temperature is 29 degrees. It hasn't really gone anywhere. So I'm thinking our temperature could actually be below freezing up until around 1 or 2 p.m. in Austin. So that means we will have those icy road conditions beyond lunchtime. And then farther west into the hill country, maybe even western parts of Travis County, western parts of Williamson County could actually be below freezing for the majority of the day. So this isn't just a early morning event. We could have icy roadways throughout the duration of the day. And we will have that hit or miss freezing precipitation as well, which is what future radar is showing. We'll have the hit or miss freezing rain showers, freezing drizzle out there continuing into the lunchtime hour. There should be a brief downward trend in precipitation as the upper level system moves off to the east. So we should see some drier conditions later on this evening into the initial part of the overnight hours before another system moves overhead, and that could create another round of some light freezing rain along and west of I-35 tonight, late tonight into early Friday morning. So we could have another round of wintry precipitation here in Austin late tonight. The best time frame for that is between 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. Friday morning. Temperatures do climb above freezing tomorrow afternoon for the entire area. And then we do have a secondary system that moves over Friday night into Saturday morning. I think we're going to be above freezing, but I can't rule out some wintry precipitation in the hill country Saturday morning. The typical lower areas, the valleys where that cold air kind of gathers, it's possible there could be some wintry precipitation in Mason and Llano and Gillespie counties, but most areas will be above freezing at that point. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast. I have today's high of 37 in Austin. That's a little bit of optimism I'm trying to toss into the forecast. It's possible we stay a little bit closer to 35, so we're going to keep a really close eye on that. But right now I have us getting up to 37. Again, it's probably going to be a touch cooler than that. Tomorrow, though, safely above freezing for the entire area once we get beyond the early morning hours. So we have that secondary round of wintry precip tomorrow morning. Very quick hitting along and west of I-35. We quickly warm up into the upper 30s, lower 40s by Friday afternoon. Another chance for some precipitation Saturday morning. This is going to be rain unless you're farther west, again, into Mason, Llano, Gillespie counties. But here in Austin, that is going to be rain. We're a touch warmer Saturday afternoon. So we go from 37 to 43 to 44 Saturday. We're back into the upper 50s by Sunday. And then, folks, we have mid to upper 60s Monday and 70 degrees for Tuesday and Wednesday. So we just got to get through the next couple of days, and then we'll see a lot nicer weather out there. But again, we're dealing with that freezing drizzle, the freezing rain across the area. If at all possible, just stay inside. If you can't, just make sure you give yourself extra time on the roadways and give yourself extra distance between you and the car in front of you. Be careful on the elevated surfaces, the stairs, the sidewalks. Just make sure you're being careful out there. We will continue to have updates. We'll cut in on air every 30 minutes. So we should have another update coming up around, say, 9:25 or so on the actual television, but we'll continue to do cut-ins on the website as well as Facebook and all the social media platforms. And then Hannah and I will have the midday show coming up at 11 as well, so make sure you stay with us. We'll have the latest on the weather as well as the traffic conditions. And again, traffic looking a little bit messy out there at this hour. We will see you all here in about 10 minutes.